en el área?
Well, you know, children today have access to some form of connectivity, whether it's through their mobile phones or through their computers or through whatever. This changes them. So the conclusions I get are that a child who has reading comprehension, can read and understand, has the ability to search for information, knows how to search. And thirdly, very importantly, knows how to believe what he has found. Whether to believe, whether to cross-check, whether to check again or whatever. A child who has these three abilities needs a very completely different kind of education. I might even go so far as to say doesn't need large parts of education as it is traditionally existing today.
Profesor, ¿hay que pensar entonces en una metodología pedagógica diferente para diferentes clases de estudiantes y de alumnos?
Yes, well, different in some ways and perhaps similar in some ways. The ability of the teacher to provide answers to things is not very important anymore, because all the answers are up there. But the questions are not all up there. So it is, I think, the teacher's job, the big difference in the teacher's job is to provide the correct questions. Questions that will drive a child's mind towards a certain area of knowledge. And it cannot be trivial questions. It can't be, you know, how tall is the Eiffel Tower? But it could be, why was the Eiffel Tower built and by whom? Now that, I think, to today's child would be worth answering, as opposed to saying how tall is the Eiffel Tower? Well, he thinks, if I really need to know that, it will take me 3 seconds to find out. Why is she asking me this?
Por lo tanto, tenemos que pensar en maestros que sepan preguntar, lo cual no es una ciencia sencilla, y lo digo desde esta profesión, que pensar preguntas interesantes o que hagan pensar no es fácil, y también implica un rol diferente del maestro en el acto de aprendizaje y en la relación, algo así como un cambio de paradigma.
Yes, definitely. The teacher needs to have a different role, well, rather unfortunately, because she did not practice this role earlier. I like your example of the journalist. It's not as though the journalist now has to learn how to ask good questions. Journalists should have always known how to ask good questions. It's just that there was a time when she didn't need to, so she didn't learn it. It's the same with the teacher. So yes, it is a harder job. Sometimes people say that my work seems to show that teachers are not needed. That's not true. Absolutely not true. Teachers are needed more than ever before, but their job is now more difficult. It's more in the mind. It's not the job of taking your 10-year-old notes and reading them out in the class. That doesn't work anymore.